But the day after the fight, right after the day after, I woke up and told my wife, "Why did I do that?" I don't know. I just don't know what the hell goes on.
Is it true that you made $170 million from this fight? I made a lot of money, the most money I've made ever.
I give him a chance, and that's all one needs is just a chance.
The boxing world just got hit with something nobody saw coming. Mike Tyson and Anthony Joshua dropped bombshells about Jake Paul and a massive bribery scandal that's got everyone talking. What's surfacing now is way darker than anyone expected, and it's about to reshape everything we thought we knew about the sport.
He's called out Anthony Joshua. Just makes the whole sport look ridiculous. Gets them more attention.
That night, everything changed when a leaked gym video showed Mike Tyson saying something that hit different than any haymaker he ever landed. Boxing used to stand for something real. Now it's getting purchased. He wasn't looking for clicks or headlines. This was pure frustration speaking. Anyone who witnessed it could feel something major was about to explode.
Oh no, I don't remember the fight that much. I kind of blanked out a little.
Sir, did you watch it back or anything or no?
I haven't watched the fight. No, I have not. Coming back from the first round, and then the next day I remember Jacob doing some kind of, I don't know, what was he doing at the ring?
The response was immediate. Boxing fans everywhere started wondering about the one thing nobody wanted to face. Were the fights they'd been paying to watch actually legitimate? Were there secret handshakes, cash flows, and predetermined endings happening way before anyone stepped into the ring? That possibility alone rocked everything.
An amateur coming into the game with no experience, he's taking on some good names. They may be old, they may be from different combats in terms of MMA and so on, but he's got in the ring at a decent level, fought Tommy Fury.
Within a day, things got twice as intense. Anthony Joshua broke his usual silence during practice, and his words echoed Tyson's frustration almost word for word. Fighters are getting paid to act out scripts. That statement rippled through boxing circles like lightning. Now you had two absolute legends calling out the exact same corruption. Why did you just call me again? I didn't call you anything. Why did you call me Mike?
I don't know. Listen, I wouldn't have realized any of it if it went 3-minute rounds. I didn't realize it.
Tyson isn't your typical retired champion. He came up through the grittiest gyms imaginable, surviving real wars when boxing meant life or death instead of brand building. Joshua, meanwhile, crafted his legacy through pure dedication, major endorsements, and keeping his reputation spotless. When someone that calculated finally speaks out, you know the situation has already spiraled beyond control. Joshua didn't drop specific names. He didn't have to. His point landed perfectly clear. The game had been corrupted. What used to reward the toughest fighters now rewarded the biggest sellers. That's exactly where modern boxing's influence machine becomes relevant.
I'm really not trying to be tough or something. It didn't feel.
You trying to be a tough guy or something?
I didn't even feel a single thing.
How?
Not even oh my God, that hurt. My skin, the impact.
Jake Paul's transformation happened lightning fast and left traditional fans scratching their heads. A content creator somehow became a headlining draw within just a couple years. His matches generate millions of viewers, pack entire venues, and break pay-per-view records. Industry reports show some of his events hit numbers that crushed actual championship bouts.
I wish he would have, put up a better fight so then I could have risen more and done more. And he was surviving.
He was.
So
annoying.
That was the only thing I didn't like.
So annoying when they don't bring the fight to you.
Yeah.
So how did this actually happen? Promoters behind closed doors started calling it a social media content mill. Engagement trumps talent. The narrative beats the actual results. Heroes and villains get selected before training even starts, and everything else revolves around keeping eyeballs glued. Under this new blueprint, collaboration defeats real competition. Athletes stop being pure competitors. They transform into entertainment personalities. Going viral matters more than winning clean. Traditional boxing values didn't vanish instantly. They got gradually overtaken by internet culture.
Yeah, there are, but it's all about on the night. The levels that I carried last year and the year before and the year after that will not win me this fight. What will win me this fight is performing on the night, and I have to respect my opponent.
That's when the most shocking accusations emerged. People on the inside started describing what they call participation payments. Not prize money for victories, but guaranteed cash just for showing up and following the script. Agreements that prioritize drama over actual performance. Legal documents focused on generating buzz instead of honest competition. There's also whispers about gag orders and intimidation tactics for staying quiet. Fighters supposedly get warned to keep their mouths shut about backstage realities or face career suicide. Speaking up means closed doors, lost opportunities, stalled momentum. Most pick survival over speaking truth.
I've never gone in there and knocked someone out within 10 seconds. There's a methodical process to knocking someone out. But if the opportunity presents itself, I'm not planning on carrying Jake for 1 second more than I have to.
Here's what makes this crucial. These allegations aren't about rigged results. They're about manufactured storylines, controlling the marketing angle, dictating opponent behavior, scripting the entire journey, deciding who gets cheered and who gets booed. That's exactly why Tyson and Joshua's next decision sent shockwaves everywhere.
I want to fight Anthony Joshua exclusive because I know that I will beat Anthony Joshua.
The two met privately at a Las Vegas training facility. No filming, no representatives, no media circus, just two warriors who earned everything the legitimate way. Sources close to the meeting described the conversation as explosive. They discussed honor, manipulation, and where their beloved sport was heading. Walking out, both men looked different. Joshua was direct. "I'm finished. Acting like this is acceptable." Tyson responded with words that cut to the bone. Fight fans deserve to know what's authentic. Those statements said everything. This wasn't about paychecks. This was about protecting what's right.
And they love you over
I could
there.
go pick up like a big bag of rupees just for beating him.
The timing couldn't have been more damaging for Jake Paul's operation. Usually, he fires back at controversy within minutes. This time, complete radio silence. No social media posts, no press statements, no live stream responses, just dead quiet. In combat sports, silence always means something. At the same time, fighters across every division quietly started showing solidarity. Subtle likes, strategic shares, careful comments. Nobody was screaming accusations, but the message came through crystal clear.
Bro, he got hit with a bomb.
Right hook. When the sport finds itself at a critical turning point, old school boxing against the new content machine. Honor against influence. Pure skill against manufactured storylines. Authenticity against viral reach. Tyson and Joshua never wanted to lead this revolution. The corrupt system they no longer recognized forced them into it. If these accusations hold any truth, the destruction will be catastrophic. Fan loyalty crumbles, corporate sponsors pull funding, athletes question everything. Governing bodies face intense pressure. The fake fight industry can't survive real investigation. This stopped being about Jake Paul specifically. Now it's about whether boxing stays a legitimate sport or becomes pure theater. The uprising already started. And when living legends stop covering for corruption, secrets always come to light.
It's not a casual, relaxed fight where you can kind of move around and get your groove and he's going to stay on the outside and you're going to... No, it's just constant. He survived that guy twice. He survived, in my opinion, the most skillful heavyweight of all time. Twice. And you're going to go box him? And the toughest guy you fought before was 40 years old Anderson Silva? Those the toughest guys so far you fought?
What made everything even more bizarre was the aftermath. Or better said, the complete lack of aftermath. Jake Paul normally moves faster than breaking news when drama erupts. He can detect controversy from different continents, yet this time brought absolute nothing. No Twitter meltdowns, no response videos, no reaction content, pure silence. Not regular silence either. This was the awkward kind that makes everyone squirm. The type where people keep refreshing feeds, expecting something to drop that never comes. When someone who feeds off attention suddenly goes mute, that quiet becomes deafening. The boxing community caught on instantly. Analysts stopped mid-broadcast, waiting for his comeback. Supporters hammered refresh buttons like slot machines. Rival fighters held their breath, expecting warfare, but got emptiness instead. The silence became bigger news than any response could have been. Throughout the industry, that quiet got read one way only. Crisis management mode. When you've got nothing safe to broadcast, you broadcast nothing. That reaction told the whole story.
Counter right. There's the right hand. Jake Paul goes down again. And he's tired. He needs to keep moving in feet like he was in the early rounds. But right uppercut. It's amazing.
During Jake's media blackout, something interesting developed across social platforms. Competitors from various divisions started backing Tyson and Joshua quietly. No major announcements or interview circuits, just subtle signals. Strategic post-engagement, quote reshares, brief supportive comments. The fighter equivalent of respectful acknowledgement across a crowded room. The underlying message was unmistakable. That's when the real battle lines became visible. Boxing had officially divided into two separate universes.
Instead of processing feedback or acknowledging his flaws, the deluded person protects their ego by attacking the source of the criticism.
And you versus going to the gym, you're still a fat?
By labeling all the criticism he receives about his lackluster opponents as merely hate.
On one side stood the old
Traditional blood and guts fighters, warriors forged in authentic gyms, athletes who mastered their craft through genuine struggle, dawn training sessions, cracked ribs, trainers who demanded perfection, legacies earned through pure dedication instead of subscriber counts. Opposing them stood the modern entertainment complex. Social media, boxing, and algorithmic hype. Contracts built around internet metrics. Media events treated like comedy specials. Fights marketed like blockbuster movie previews.
And that's just going to make him more dangerous. He's going to be terrifying. And he's going to have a lot to prove. He's going to be very angry that Jake Paul wants to fight him. Very upset that this YouTuber who's fought Tommy Fury, who's a legit boxer, and, you know, a couple other guys that were legit boxers. That's it.
This goes way beyond stylistic differences. These are completely opposite philosophies. Integrity, fighting influence. Talent fighting storylines. Honor fighting viral fame. One camp treats boxing like sacred ground. The other treats boxing like video content. The frightening reality is both approaches generate serious revenue. Massive revenue. That's what makes this crossroads so significant. When profit meets principles, something always shatters. Right now, that something might be boxing's entire foundation. If insider reports contain even partial truth, the consequences will be devastating. Audience trust will evaporate. Once gone, trust doesn't return easily. People stop believing victories are real. They stop caring about championship belts. They stop purchasing fight access. Corporate sponsors will demand uncomfortable answers. Existing deals will face scrutiny. Contract language will need rewrites. No company wants association with systems that appear manufactured. Businesses don't just fear revenue loss. They fear reputation destruction.
Oh no, I don't remember the fight that much. I kind of blanked out a little. Listen, know what I remember? Coming back from the first round, and then the next day I remember Jacob doing some kind of, I don't know, what was he doing at the ring?
and
All this chaos because two icons got tired of the charade. That's why everyone keeps saying Jake Paul isn't really the target anymore. He just represents the symbol. The deeper question involves boxing's entire future direction. Is this a legitimate athletic competition or a content creation platform? Does success come from fighting ability or from narrative construction? Do champions earn titles through combat skills or through social media algorithms?
In the sense that the job we do, knockouts is like the cherry on top. I understand that.
Tyson and Joshua never wanted this burden. They didn't volunteer to become guardians of traditional values, but sometimes history selects its own messengers. Currently, the sport sits balanced on a razor's edge. One direction leads toward complete entertainment. The other direction leads back to boxing's authentic foundations. Choices made right now will influence generations of fighters, and that uncertainty keeps everyone on edge. When legendary figures stop defending broken systems, when silence breaks and reality surfaces, What happens next becomes impossible to predict. This storm isn't ending, it's gaining strength. Additional voices will emerge, more secrets will leak, more contracts will face questions, more careers will transform. This was never meant to be simple exposure. This was a wake-up call.